Okay, so this is the third video of the LabTech PL about navigating Windows 8.1. Okay, so when we finished the last video, we just looked at how to search from the start menu. And what you end up is you have this multiple search screen where you've got your documents on one side and you've got web-based documents based on your search strand. Now, once you get here, as we mentioned previously, there is no taskbar down the bottom, and you might be thinking, right, well, how can I then get off this page, okay, if I don't want that to be there anymore? Well, there's a couple of ways that you can do that with Windows 8. Now, with Windows 8, you have a lot of areas of the screen which are sensitive to where you put the cursor. So if I have my cursor here and I go up to the top left of the page, what you'll notice is that small window appears there. And if I then click there, it allows me to move through the different applications that I have open. So, and you'll notice, see the window's still up there. So if I then click there again, it'll take me back to that search page. Now, that may or may not be useful for you. Now, what you may have just seen there is that if I move the cursor to the top of the page, you'll see it says search here. And I can either minimize it or I can close it and get rid of it. Okay. Now let's say, for example, I don't want to close it and get rid of it. I want to keep it there because I might come back to it later. So what I can do is I can just minimize it, okay, which will put it down here onto my start menu, and I can then sort of navigate my way through my open programs which are there at the bottom of the start menu. Now, there are other ways that you can navigate through that as well. Now, you may or may not be familiar with this, but if you hold down the Alt key and push Tab, what it will do is it will bring up this sort of small screen which shows you previews of all the different applications that you've got open at one time. And so, what you can do is you can then use the mouse to go to something that you want in particular. Now, at the moment, I'm still holding down the Alt key. So if I let go of that Alt key, will disappear. Okay, hold down Alt, push Tab once. Now it'll then bring me back to here. Now I can keep pushing Tab as long as I'm holding the Alt key, and it will move me through all different things that I've got open. Okay, so that's a potential thing to do. If you don't want to use the Tab key, you can just say, for example, then go over it with the mouse, click on it, and it will bring up the screen that you're after. Now that's a pretty handy way of using just a feature of Windows 8. It's also there in Windows 7 and some earlier versions of Windows as well. So Alt-Tab allows you to move through things. Now, not only that, but the Windows key also helps you to do some other things as well. So if you hold down the Windows key and push the D button, what that does is it closes, basically, it minimizes all of the programs that you have open at one time. You'll notice that this one didn't minimize, however, because I'm using it at this point in time. Now, if I wanted to minimize a program in specific, one thing that I can do is I can hold the Windows key and push the down arrow, and what that should do is it should minimize a program, and if I hold the Windows key and push the up arrow, it should maximize a program. So if I hold Windows key down, it minimizes into a smaller window, okay, Windows key up puts it into, maximizes the screen into a larger area. So that's an example of some of the shortcuts with Windows. Now, there are a couple of other ones that we'll also go through with the Windows key, and we'll look at that in the next video.